Greetings from the Tour de France. This is James Start with Frankie Andreo for Tour Talk after stage 8 of this year's tour from Belfort to Port-Rentrée in sunny Switzerland, as you can see. 157 kilometers, 6 climbs, very anticipated day, and I think it lived up to its expectations.
Yeah, the best racing day we've had of the tour so far.
A to Z.
Action-packed, yeah. From the beginning, the group of 11 went up, and it wasn't like the other days where 3 guys go up the road and they just let them go. Guys were attacking like mad, everybody trying to get into the break, and it took at least an hour and a half, I think.
Well, thanks to Jens Voigt. You at Bicycling got the exclusive last night on Jens's blog, who said he was going for it today. He said, I'm asking permission, kilometer 0 I attacked. He texted me earlier, said, I talked the talk, I walked the walk, and from kilometer 0, old Jens, he went after it. He got in a big group with 11 guys, too many guys, too many big names, he knew it. First climb, what's he do? Counterattacks the group, off the front, going for it.
But is there a point where you attack too much and then you're not there at the finish?
Well, for Jens,
because he didn't get there to the finish, and that's the point of attacking. I mean, it's great that he split up the group, but Jens is strong as an ox. And in a way, maybe it set up the rest of his Radio Shack guys, because in those huge group, that group of 11 grew up to like 18, 19, and then there was like no Sky, there was no Garmin, and Sky doesn't have to be there. Garmin should take a day off. Everybody else was represented, and it was, it's just action-packed. And we got down to the end, and they kept going.
Kept going and going and going, and I think it worked for the team strategy. It got Tony Galopin got up there, young kid, had a really good day. Almost bridged up with the eventual winner Thibaut Pinot to the race leader, but got caught. The Radio Shack guys had 4 guys on that last climb in the top group. Sky was kind of isolated today, as was of course BMC yet another day.
Liquid Gas started doing the tempo for Sagan, and on the last climb they're like, Lotto's like, are you kidding me? We're not going to let this happen and have Sagan win. So then when Vandenbroek took off, it was pedal to the metal, and it totally split up the group.
You see the way he went?
Oh, he took off like fire. I think he had something to prove after not being there yesterday. So it was fantastic. And then when they came down the descent, I tell you, Nibali can go downhill like no one else. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to be able to follow him. And we saw that a couple times. Horner on the uphill is waiting for his teammates. On the downhill, he seems like he's braking for his teammates. The guy is handcuffed. It's time to let go and let him, have some freedom to be able to race. But in the end, really, Pinot was unbelievable. Unbelievable to hold off the horsepower that was chasing him down.
Well, this is the youngest guy in the Tour this year, making his Tour debut. He's only been a pro for, I believe, 2 years, and he's been good from the get-go. Tour of Romandy his first year, he got best climber jersey. He was in the top 5, 6 on every climb in the Tour of Switzerland this year, just trying to get to his place in the Tour team because he really wanted, and director Marc Madiot wasn't quite sure. I've seen him in a lot of races. He's courageous. He's not afraid to attack early, go off the front, make the breaks even if they get caught. He's been paying his due, doing the homework, and it proved it today. He rode a brilliant race.
Paid off great. And the performance of the day, though, goes to Madiot. Just going crazy. Go out there, you gotta win, don't let go, you lose your fire. He was going nuts in the car. Everybody was laughing. It was like unbelievable. He was so animated and so pumped up to be able to get there. And I don't know, Francis de Joux seems like a stable sponsor, but it is like, this is it. This was all or nothing today, or it's gone.
Well, Madiot sort of sometimes can have that reputation of talking the talk and not getting the walk, but today they got it. It was, I think, his 8th stage win for the Française des Jeux team, and since their inception in 1997, very huge win. Usually they've taken so many beatings in this race, had so many guys in breaks that don't work. It was a good day for them.
That was great.
And they rode a brilliant race from the get-go. They had Jeremy Waugh going off early. They had a lot of guys in the breaks. Kazar was going for it. They had guys in every move today. They rode a brilliant race.
Overall, Cadel going, and so overall the best racing day, which again leads us to tomorrow, which is the race of truth, the time trial. It's going to be, it's going to be interesting. Wiggins shows he has great form. Cadel shows he has great form. Minchoff is still in the hunt.
Did you see Minchoff today?
Minchoff was like, he just appeared. He wasn't there, and then all of a sudden he's there in the results. It's
the
like
invisible man.
Yeah, he is the invisible man. And tomorrow he's not going to want to be invisible because he's going to have to do a fantastic ride, move himself up into that 3rd spot. And for me, I think Wiggins can win. And if Wiggins wins and Cadel doesn't lose too much time, we're still going to have a great race on our time. If Cadel loses a lot of time, it's going to become a boring race. But if Cadel wins and even takes a good amount of time off Wiggins, I think we can still have some excitement because Sky has so many guys. They can send Froome, they can send Port, they can send all these guys up the road to really make living hell for Cadel.
That kind of rhymes.
I know, I didn't mean it to rhyme. I couldn't think of a different word.
You're going to start rapping in your next slide? No, no.
But
okay, well, but what do you think? How much? What do you? I'm giving. I'm saying Wiggins is going to win with a minute 27.
So win the whole thing or just over Cadell?
The stage.
All right, I'm going to go with Tony Martin, even though he's injured, to win the stage. Then I'm going Wiggo, and I think he's going to be 20 seconds faster than Cadell. I think Froome, who's a decent time trial, I said yesterday he can't really time trial, but I meant the kind of against like the top guys. I think he get top 7th maybe in the time trial. So, and that'll push him further up too.
There's a Swiss guy, Fabian. How do you say his name?
No, too much stress of the yellow jersey, too much of being on the front. I know he's going to be motivated to it, but having the yellow jersey, you're behind that podium like an hour and a half longer. It's just too much, and so I don't really think he's going to have it there. That's why that's the only reason I'm going with Tony, because I think he's going to have fresher mentally and physically.
I think Tony's been eating it a lot with his fracture and all. He's been in the back just.
Yeah, I'm taking a gamble here because I'm not sure how the wrist is going to go.
Risky kind of guy, right?
Rolling dice.
Jeez, throw it down there. From the tour, this is Tour Talk with James Stark, Frankie Andreu. I used to take my grandma on the swings like that, just pushing her around. I'd push her, I'd make her, she was like 90 years old. She felt like she was like 8.
I'm all tangled up.
Tangled up in blue and yellow.